The Seymour Duncan Woody pickup, the lowly, much maligned Seymour Duncan Woody pickup, with and without this fancy Boss AD10. So we're kind of doing a review of two things, but first we're going to start out with the Seymour Duncan Woody pickup. And I happen to think that sounds good. And you know, one of the reasons it sounds good is because I'm playing through a tube amp. And the Seymour Duncan Woody is I think it's basically like a humbucker, isn't it? It's magnetic. I think we can all see it sounds pretty good. You know, I'm always getting copyright claims and revenue sharing on these things instead of, you know, just having it be my video, but I can't help it. I love playing all the songs I grew up with. Why play guitar if you can't play songs you love, huh? Why play the freaking guitar if every time you play a song you like that you've known since you were a kid, you get penalized? And then they wonder why rock and roll's dying. You know what? I think that sounds pretty good. Let's try a little finger picking. You know what? That doesn't sound bad. I bet it sounds better through a tube amp than an electric guitar amp. Well, I know it's kind of late. I hope I didn't wake you. But what I gotta say can't wait. I hope you understand. Every time she write all the words just, let's see. Every time she write all the words just came out wrong. So I have to say now, what we're going to do, everybody, here, you ready for the grand experiment? You want to see the really great thing about a Seymour Duncan Woody, or I think a magnetic Soundhole pickup more generally. All right, guess what we've got here? We've got the Seymour Duncan Woody. I bought this for 35 bucks. Got to be 20 years ago, and for quite a while I didn't even use it with the and then I bought this thing to go with it. But here's what I used to like to do with it. Guess what we're playing into now? A little thing called the Electro-Harmonix Tone Tattoo, and we're gonna put a little bit of fuzz on this bad boy. And you know, if you put fuzz, check that out. is, and it's got a short in it somewhere. You find yourself wishing you had a volume control, but you can buy them with the little volume control in it. This one doesn't have it. There's something heck yeah. Try doing that with your Expression System 2 system and an acoustic guitar amp. You know what? It might not be as nice as a Les Paul humbucking professional pickup through a beautiful amp. But you know what? If you're playing in a bar, somebody says play some rock and roll, and you got one of these in your guitar, go for it, man. I guarantee you they won't mind. 11:30. That's great, and those are the settings I'm using right there. See, that's the gain. I was turning that down some, so I got a delay. This is a tone tattoo. Nothing too fancy though, just a little delay, which does have gain on it. And let me tell you something. I think in some ways this is a superior alternative to some of the fancy ones. And you know what? I used to play with an acoustic guitar amp with this same kind of like, I used to have a big muff fuzz and this thing and this. And I played through an acoustic amp with some delay and reverb on it. A Roland AC60. And, I would say the rock and roll, because with the Silverbird Duo, and we definitely played rock. Like that was... I bet some of you think it sounds like heck compared to a sweet little Telecaster or something, but you know what? You lose some of the state. That's the guitar. That's not the pickup. Let's try it again. Shorting out somewhere here. Chorus on there. Was never too much chorus. You know, I've seen so many. I saw a lot of good bands in the '70s, and quite a few rock bands that did acoustic music. I was actually thinking of Yes, off the top of my head, among others. But and, you know, yeah, Steve Howe used to come out and play the Clap, "Mood for a Day," on acoustic. They didn't even have acoustic guitar amps then, so I don't know what he was using. Probably some kind of I don't know. I don't think he had it mic'd. So he was either some kind of transducer or something like this, and then playing either through the house PA or through an electric guitar amp. I don't know exactly what he did, but they didn't have acoustic amps back then. And you tell me Steve Howe didn't sound good in 1977 or 78 playing the Clap or "Mood for a Day" without an acoustic guitar amp and all the acoustic guitar marketing gear that's so pushed. I think he just had some, you know, fairly basic 70s transducers and pickups, and either played through the house or possibly, I wouldn't be surprised if he played right through a PA or right through into some kind of an amp, and that would have been probably a tube electric guitar amp. But that's Seymour Duncan Woody's pretty good.